Hi guys, welcome to Southern Girl Knits, episode 21. And I'm outside! Yay! I'm hoping that the lighting is right. I think I might be facing the wrong way because the sun's behind me. Actually, no, the sun's right there, so I don't know. We'll give it a try. We'll see how it goes. I have a feeling you'll be able to see my projects a lot better. So, as you can see, everything's kind of turning green behind me. I had to wipe down the patio set because it was just filled with pollen. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm Tish. I am your hostess, and you can find me on Ravelry as TishKnits33, and you can find me on Instagram as TishKnits. So, welcome. And usually I don't film outside. This is my first time. I've been dying to get outside. And I'm here. And it's actually a little bit cold. I know I look ridiculous in a sweatshirt, but I came out here to record and was like, oh my gosh, it's still kind of breezy. The place where I live in Arkansas has like the craziest amount of wind. In southern Louisiana, where I'm from, if there's a breeze, literally everybody just stops and goes to feel the breeze. Here, it's so windy. I don't know if it's because we're close to maybe the foothills of the mountains. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's so windy that we've had a pergola one time, which just whooshed away, and we've got a trampoline in the yard over here that has the netting around so the kids don't, tumble out. And went through two of those, ripped to shreds. Pretty much anything you put out here. We had a neighbor that lives over there that had a kiddie pool. Just behind me you see woods, and there's a creek that runs through the woods. And yeah, the kiddie pool somewhere back there. Got whooshed away. So, yeah. But the benefit of that is, and I can appreciate this because of being from Louisiana, it does keep the bugs at bay and the mosquitoes at bay. So, I'll deal with that. In fact, I'm even starting to warm up just a tad because, I'm in the sun. Yay. Enjoyable. So, I have so much to tell you guys about. First off, you guys know that I'm friends with Stacy from Mustache Sheep. Well, she's Mustache Sheep on Instagram, I believe. That's her Instagram name. She is she is the sole host now of the podcast, Mustache Podcast. Her co-host, Steph, has decided to step down and step away from podcasting. So Stacy's going solo and doing a great job, I might add. And so she has graciously offered to send a skein of her Dark Side of the Moon, which is so hard to get your hands on, especially right now, because if any of you have read the Yarn Harlots post, I brought it up on my iPad, but I think the light is too bright for you guys to see. She met with an astronaut and had him like hold up her socks. No, you're totally not going to be able to see that. Can you? I can't tell. Anyway, she's knitting with the Dark Side of the Moon. And that's the second time she's knit with it. So it's the second time it's went ultra popular and you just can't get your hands on it. So Stacy has just graciously agreed to donate a skein of that yarn to us. How awesome is that? I'm going to start a thread for that, and I'm not sure what the prompt will be. I'll come up with something really fun. I urge all of you to, if you can catch her updates, get her yarn. Amazing. Like, I can't say enough about her yarn. She's my friend, yes, but it goes so much beyond. Like, her yarn is really seriously, like, that awesome. Like, it's awesome. So, if you can get your hands on it, get your hands on some. If not, you need to enter this this contest we're going to have going, because you'll get a chance to get some. So, that's exciting. So look for that prompt coming up soon, and it'll be on the Ravelry group, Southern Girl Knits. You got to be a member to join, so come over and join us. We have a great group. We have the sweater cowl going on that ends at the end of this month, and the prize for that is a skein of my hand spun yarn. So yay, exciting things all around. So I've got my sunglasses on, so I feel like I can't really see what's happening on the screen. This is not my usual podcast. So hopefully it's going to work out. Hopefully I won't go back inside and watch it and go, well, that's horrible, and have to re-record. Because re-recording is no fun. So, okay. What do I have to show you guys? So much. I've got it all sitting over here by me. Better turn the phone off before it starts beeping. In fact, it beeped at me earlier because I had a kid call home from school. He's home now upstairs. Allergies hit us so hard. Oh, it's so bad. My poor boy. It's my middle child, and he is just, oh, it's bad. Poor baby. His eyes got all swollen, and then it went into his chest, and he's coughing, and yeah, it's no fun. He's not a happy camper, and I can't blame him because allergies are no fun. Any of you who have them, you know, they suck. So, what I have been working on besides taking care of my sick kiddos, I say sick, I don't think allergies count as sick. Discomfort, annoyance, yeah. So, you'll remember the socks that I was working on. Yo, there we go. Oh, you get much better color back here, right? Let me see about that. Yeah. So last time I saw you, oh gosh, I think the last time I showed these socks I was here, maybe? So yeah, I've kind of like really taken to working on these. I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel on these. I want to bring them close, but the sun is back here, so I think you can see better. I am in love with this heel. I mean, seriously, it was totally worth learning something new. If you're lazy like me and don't like learning new things, this is worth learning because it's not hard to learn, first of all. I was intimidated because when I bought the pattern, it is rather, like a 14, I think it's like a 14-page pattern, but it's a sock recipe is what it's to knit a whole sock. You can just use, I think I downloaded pages 9 through 11, and that's just for the heel. So really it's more intimidating until you realize, oh, I don't need all 14 pages to knit a heel. It's for to make like the perfect sock or whatnot. But I like the heel. So yes, the heel is awesome. So I turned the heel on this one, and I turned the heel on the second one, of course, because I do them at the same time. It's easier. It helps me with second sock syndrome. It really does, because there's no fun in knitting one sock and getting it complete and realizing that you have to do the same thing all over again. So, yeah. I'm at the same spot on both socks now. Turn the heel, going down the foot, and found out that, if you remember, I cast on 72 because the yarn was so fine, and I'm doing on size 0 needles, and I thought they were going to fit me, and they're kind of big, so they're probably going to go to hubby. We'll see. We shall see. But those are a lot of fun, and I really enjoy that heel. I really do. I kind of advocate going out and trying to learn that heel. It's exactly like they say. It doesn't leave gaps. There's no gaps. Like I do the afterthought heel, and I have to really work to not leave that little hole where the sock joins the heel joins the sock, where you go, I have to fight it every time. And then, of course, there's no, holes when you do a gusset, but when you do magic loop, doing a proper heel flap and gusset are a pain in the butt. Oh my gosh. With magic loop, it's such a pain. Ugh. Yeah. So, now, let's hope that I didn't leave this in the middle of the row. I'm going to kick myself if I left this in the middle of the row. I've been working on the Henslow back here in the sun. And then I'll see if you can see it up here. Can you see? Yeah. Beautiful shawl. Beautiful shawl that I'm doing out of the Madeline Tosh. It's the Tosh Merino Light. in the Badlands colorway. And I have a lot of this, so I decided to do a bigger size. Oh good, I didn't leave off in the middle of a row. So I was watching Supernatural while I did this, so yeah, I can't promise anything. That show kind of gets you absorbed. So I finished the, when you start knitting it, you actually knit it from here down, and then you bind off, and they want you to do some kind of funky bind off. And the purpose of the weird bind off is just so that you'll have a stretchy bind off. So what I did was, you know, this is me. I'm going to do whatever is the easiest option. It's knit on size 4s. So I just pulled out, I think, a size 9 or 10 DPN. And I just used that to bind off with. And yeah, plenty of stretch there. No problems. So I'm thinking my neighbors might be out and they probably think I'm crazy talking to myself. Oh well. So, I did that. I went back. I picked up like you're supposed to in all the loops, and I have started the striping down. It's a striping pattern. I forgot what the name of the striping pattern is. It's not proprietary to this pattern. I think they got this particular striping pattern from a book, from what I understand. And you do that repeat like 4 times, and then I haven't gotten to the bind off and I haven't read that far, so I'm not sure how the bind off goes. I think it might be a knitted bind off, like a where you pick up and go down like this. I'm not 100% sure. I guess we'll see when we get there. But it's definitely the size that I wanted. I wanted the larger size. And everything that I was reading was saying that if you try to do it too big using one skein, you end up playing yarn chicken. And I'm thinking they're right, because this is the skein I was using, and I don't know if you can remember how big this was when I started. It's huge. And I'm only on the first, I think I'm in the middle. Oh, if it's a spider web or my hair. Second repeat? I'm not sure. I still have a lot to go. That's the point. Point being, I have a lot to go and this much yarn, but I have another cake of this. Actually, I have 2 cakes of this left, so I'm safe. And it's going to be beautiful when I'm done. I'm so excited about it. I'm actually really excited about that. And that's actually taken up a lot of my knitting time lately, because I've been watching Supernatural. So that and the socks. And I did, however, my squares, they're in my Arkansas bag. I don't know if I've ever shown you this bag. This was also made by a friend for me, in my Razorback, Arkansas Razorbacks, which I'm a fan of as long as they're not playing LSU. So I'll always root for them as long as they're not playing the Tigers. So, yeah. Last time I saw you, I had, let's see, what did I have? I finished what I had on the needles. If you remember, I had the Knit Picks Felice in the building block colorway on my needles. And I finished that one. Yay! Isn't it pretty? I love it. I love these. They're so much fun. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that makes them so addictive. And then this was the one that I had on the Magic Loop at the time in the Hiawassee Creek. And because I have my sunglasses on, I can't tell if you can see the sparkle, but this is the sparkly one. And so I'm going round and round with this one. And while I have this one going, remember I told you that I always keep one on Magic Loop. And it is also the Knit Picks Felice in the Cheer colorway. These were the Christmas socks that I did last year. So I just have a wee little bit on this one because, yeah, just started it. So it's a tiny wee little bit of knitting going on there. But I did finish another one. So, yay. Woohoo! So let's see. What else do I have to tell you guys about? That's kind of what's absorbed me this week with my knitting, which I actually got a lot done. That Henslow, even though it's an easy knit and a fun knit, there's a lot of stitches on the needles. Like I think I'm up to like, because I I went bigger than the pattern calls for. So I want to say I've got 408 stitches going on, and then you double those and then decrease and double and decrease, and you end up with, I have a lot. It's a lot. But it's okay, because when you're watching TV and you're knitting along, it's not a hard pattern. It's not, if there is a repeat going on, it's like a 2-stitch repeat or a 4-stitch repeat, very easily memorizable, and so it's easy to do while you watch TV. So yeah, all kinds of goodness going on while I'm watching Supernatural, and I'm on season 6. Kind of embarrassed to admit that, because yeah, binging hardcore. So binging so much that I'm starting to have like crazy dreams about it. Like weird dreams. Demons, angels, apocalypse. Yeah. Taking a break. Just a wee little break from the crazy supernatural that is going on in my house. So yeah. And I went searching through Netflix and was like, need something a little less, I don't know, not dramatic, because I don't mind drama, but a little less, I don't know, demonic. A little less crazy. I don't know. It just, yeah, the craziness going on was a bit much. So, I picked up a BBC show, which if I can watch anything from the BBC, I'm going to watch it. Yeah, it's always good programming. So I found a show, and I think it might be new to Netflix. I'm not sure. It's new to me. It's called Death in Paradise. It's a BBC show, detective show, and it's, okay, here's the crazy part. It's set in the Caribbean, or the Caribbean, and they go, in the first episode, they explain to you that the French owned the island, or conquered the island, took the island, and then they lost it to the British, who lost it to the Dutch, who gave it back to who lost it to the French, who gave it back to the British. I don't know. They go through it in the first episode, like how this island has changed hands so many times, and so like 30% of the population is French, but the British own it. So there's a murder of a British detective inspector, and so they bring in a detective from the Met to investigate his murder, and it's funny, it's cute, it's lighthearted, but it's still like that murder mystery intrigue. It kind of has a very modern day Hercule Poirot thing going on. He's kind of stiff and uptight, and prim and proper, that kind of thing. So, but he's in the Caribbean, and he like won't take off his suit. He's wearing like these dark black suits the whole time, and it's got to be like 100 degrees. And yeah, it's kind of funny. So that's been kind of nice to get me away from the demons for a while. The demons are taking over. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, because if you've ever watched Supernatural, or if you know anything about it, it's obviously they're demon hunters or monster hunters / demon hunters, and then around season 4, angels come into the picture, and then the apocalypse comes into the picture, and now in season 6, it's like 6 kinds of craziness. So yeah. Needed a break. So, I finished, okay, so on to what I'm reading. I finished Departure a couple days ago, by A.G. Riddle, and he's the one that wrote the Origin trilogy that I told you about that was phenomenal. Oh my God, so good. So I finished Departure, and it was good. It was interesting. It was one of those books where the author, and I think he was doing the same thing in the Origins trilogy. He very much is taking a political stance, or not political, that's the wrong word, a philosophical stance on on humanity and where humanity is going. So, um, with a sci-fi twist or a dystopian twist, kind of hard to put a label on, tell you the truth. So, but it's really good. It's really good. I like it. So now I'm kind of at a loss as to what to read next. I've got another Gillian Flynn book on my Kindle. Sharp Objects? Is that the name of it? I think it's Sharp Objects. That one's kind of calling to me. And then I've got another Jennifer McMahon book on the Kindle. And both of those authors are superb. Both of those women are just superb authors. I love their books. I'm on my way to reading pretty much everything both of them have written. I might be on my last Gillian Flynn book. I think Sharp Objects might be... I didn't read them in the order that she wrote them in, of course, but I think this might be the last book by her that I haven't read. So, I don't know. I don't know which one to read next. I guess we'll have to see. Kind of the way, you're going to laugh, but kind of the way I pick a book is I'll read the first chapter of 2 or 3 books and then put them away for the night. And then the next day, whichever one I can't stop thinking of, that's the one I read. I just start reading it. And then I do the same thing the next time. I'll pick like 3 books, read the first chapter of each book in a night, put them away the next day, whichever one I can't stop thinking of. That's the book I read. It works for me. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do, is read those and see which one is calling to me to read. So, but yeah, I think that's all that I have for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed being outside with me. I've enjoyed being outside. It's kind of nice. This behind me will really turn green later in the season. It's still the beginning of spring here. So yeah, that's not nearly as green as it gets. It gets so pretty. It's so nice. We live in a development, in a subdivision, and one of the reasons why we picked this house was because of the fact that we didn't have neighbors. We do have neighbors beside us, but we do not have neighbors behind us, nor will we ever have neighbors behind us, because the stretch of land has a creek running through it that is, what's the word? It's one of the main ways that water drains in and out of this area of town. So they can't build anything there. Yeah, we made sure of that when we bought the house, because the last thing we wanted was neighbors behind. Most of the houses here are 2-story houses, and so serious lack of privacy when you have neighbors behind you. It's like, my house is here, obviously. My house is right here, and it's 2-story, and the window's here, and if we had a house behind us with the windows there, and then, yeah, no privacy. So, and I'm a country girl. My family owns land, and I grew up with land, and the closest neighbor was not close. So you get used to that. So having a subdivision, which is, what my husband and I wanted. When we moved, we wanted a subdivision. We wanted our kids to have that, and they do. They have their friends. They have kids they walk to school with, and so it's what we wanted, but it's still where we get privacy wherever we can. Let's put it that way. And my husband just installed a new door for me, which is so awesome. Okay, so my living room, which I normally record in, it's kind of dark. The way they put the windows, they position the windows, it's just kind of dark to me. And I guess it's because I'm a knitter and I'm usually, doing something that requires me to need light. And so my husband found a door and completely redid it for me. And I want to show it to you. I don't want to make you dizzy swinging the computer around. Let me see if I can see. There's my new door. Isn't that great? He painted it red for me because I've always wanted a red door. I know that's crazy, but I wanted a red door. And so, as you can see, it's open, and we put blinds in because, at nighttime it's kind of creepy. I feel like somebody's looking at me, so I have the option of closing the blinds. Oh, here come the planes. We live by an Air Force base. Can you see the plane? Yeah. It's going to be really loud. They usually come in threes. We'll see if they do that today. We live by the Little Rock Air Force Base, so these are cargo planes, and they literally fly over my house. And it's so funny because I thought at first it would be annoying, but I find it extremely comforting and kind of cool. We have an air show here once a year, and so they all fly in from that path. I'm thinking I'm hearing the next set coming. They all come in from that path, and so one day my husband and I are sitting out here on the patio, and a stealth bomber flies over our house. I was like, what the heck? Seriously? It was so cool. We get to see all kinds of cool planes fly in, so it's really neat. And of course, they don't fly in that much. It's not like they're flying over all day long. They usually come in threes. I don't know why this lonely little guy was here by himself. Usually they come in threes and then that's it, and they're gone. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. And also, I don't know if you know this. If you have an iPhone, you can ask Siri what planes are flying over you right now, and she'll give you a map and tell you, and it'll even which is kind of creepy. But she'll list out what planes are overhead, because the Little Rock Air Force Base, the Little Rock Airport, of course, is less than 40 miles away, I guess. Not that we see the planes, but they're way, way up. We don't hear them or anything like that. But if you ask, you can see what planes are ahead. The military planes don't show up, which is kudos to the military for keeping that private in this day and age of no privacy. Yeah. So, but anyway, now I'm just rambling about nothing. So I will let you guys go, and I hope that you guys have an amazing weekend. It's Friday here, so I hope you have an awesome weekend. If you're not watching me till like next week, I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next week. And don't forget, always be awesome.